Kareem came to L.A. Markets matter. In the NFL right now, here's where the 5 best young quarterbacks are playing. Cincinnati, Arizona, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore. Beyond not flashy. Like, now think about that. Oh, by the way, the most talented guy may be in Green Bay. And for a long time, the most accurate guy was in small market New Orleans. Oh, by the way, some think one of the greats of all time played in Indianapolis, Peyton Manning. You know, if the NFL was the NBA, the Cowboys would just go get the best players. But they're a wreck right now. And Arizona's fascinating. So that's the first thing that makes the NFL great. It's not about money. It's not about market size. Draft the right quarterback and get him a good coach, and you become Miami really fast. Arizona's a remarkable story. But here's what I love about Arizona, and their general manager, Steve Keim, did something that men struggle with. I'm seeing it a lot in politics. A real man can admit when he's wrong. Just own it, fellas. Half of you in the country. Just own it. Steve Keim admitted, I whiffed on my draft pick at quarterback. I'm going to redraft a quarterback. That's what Ryan Pace in Chicago couldn't do with Mitch Trubisky. He couldn't admit he whiffed. Everybody knew 10 games in, you whiffed. Steve Keim did what men don't like to do and GMs hate to do in pro sports. You know last year's first-round pick? He really whiffed on that. Start over. That, to me, defines a man. Like that's one of the things to me. Oh, I just whiffed. I just made a mistake. I'm not gonna, hide behind development. I mean, the offensive line. No, Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray. It's not close. It's nothing against Josh, but it's not close. This whole thing in Arizona. Think about this. 1 year ago, Steve Keim was on the ropes. Cliff Kingsbury couldn't win in college in the crappy Big 12. Forget the NFC West. 1 year later, they get the right guy. Kyler gets better, and here's where we're at. And it all starts with the general manager who just owned it. He's like, hey, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this Kyler Murray guy's not as good as Josh Rosen. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pretend to make me feel better. I am going to roll the dice on a college coach who got fired by his alma mater because the world's changing. By the way, he also did this with his coach. Remember, he hired Steve Wilkes. Like 1 year in, he's like, I made a mistake. I'm starting over. Got a quarterback. I made a mistake. This league is about coach and quarterback. He moved off both positions in 1 year. Nobody does that. That's not the way the NFL works because general managers are trying to protect their arses. But the fact that Arizona, we can all give Kyler Murray a pat on the back, and he's great. He's great. But the GM here twice with the 2 most valuable positions moved off him in a year. That does not happen in the NFL. People try to defend their draft picks and their coaching picks forever, and that's when you unravel. That's when it's like, okay, year 3 with a bad coach, that's 3 bad drafts, It happens. Hiring coaches in this league is a 50-50 proposition at best. Brian Flores mostly doesn't happen. That's not the way it usually works. You give a guy a coaching job, he's never been a coach even in high school, and 2 years in, you're like, is he the 3rd or 4th best coach in the NFL? It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works with Tom Coughlin. You hire a guy from Boston College, and he beats Belichick and Brady twice in the Super Bowl. It doesn't work that way. It usually looks a lot like what Cleveland's done for the last 25 years. Just a couple years doesn't work. New guy doesn't work. What the Jets have done for the last 25 years. 4 years. Like Pittsburgh is not the way it works in this league. New England's not the way it works. So I just think it's if you look where all the young quarterbacks are right now, and NBA and NFL, NBA and Major League Baseball, this would never happen. Cincy, Arizona, Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. By the way, do you want to see? Here is that Kyler Murray to D-Hop play. Here's the radio call, Cardinals radio.
Murray back to throw, flushed out, rolling left in trouble, slips a tackle, got to launch it. He does. Left side, into the end zone, jump ball, and it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh, my goodness, it's caught. DeAndre Hopkins caught it. He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left. I can't believe it. You've got to be joking me.
Once again, Arizona's game was the best television product in America. It has become, if the Seahawks games are all weird, The Arizona games are all riveting. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
There's nothing better than the local call.
Oh, it's the best. Because you're allowed to be a homer.
Right.
You're expected to love your local team. And
Yes.
you should. It's your team.
I love it. So the NFC East still wide open after the Eagles' 27-17 loss to the Giants yesterday, which I believe you called.
Giants are the best team, right? Like that was not that difficult. The Giants took the game over 5 minutes in. Led the whole game.
Philly is holding on to first place for now, but Carson Wentz was very unhappy with the team's performance in this crucial game, especially on third down.
I knew we struggled on third down. I didn't realize we were that poor. Anytime you're 0 for 9, obviously you're not doing something very well. And hats off to them. You know, they had a good game plan. That's a good defense over there. They made it hard on us, but we definitely made it tougher on ourselves, left some plays out there, didn't execute enough. And 0 for 9 on third down is extremely frustrating, but they made a lot more plays than us, and we didn't deserve to win.
No, you didn't. No. Giants are a better team right now. Giants, again, they're Miami. Like, we gave up on them like after a month last year with the Dolphins, and then you look up at like week 9 and you're like, oh, wait, they're actually a tough out. They're good.
Well, they have a new coach this year and a young quarterback in a COVID-shortened season, and they're trending in the right direction.
Hey, Daniel Jones, most impressed I've ever been. I thought
he can run, too.
Oh, no, he can really. He's Alex Smith with a better arm and probably faster, flat, straight speed.
As long as he doesn't trip on his own feet, he's good.
He struggles with the feet thing.
He can turn it up. They also had 11 penalties for 74 yards on top of going 0 for 9 on third down. So that was also Wentz was sacked 3 times and was hit 13 times and completed just 56% of his 37 pass attempts.
Giants D-line's really good, actually.
It doesn't get any easier for them, though. They are 3-5-1 atop the NFC East. Giants are in second place at 3-7. Washington 2-7. Cowboys in last place at 2-7. But their next games coming up for the Philadelphia Eagles are troubling. So they have Cleveland next at 6-3, Green Bay at 7-2, New Orleans at 7-2, and Arizona at 6-3.
Oh, that's trouble.
So
Yeah, that's got 1-3 or 0-4 written all over it.
It could get really ugly for the Eagles moving forward the way that they're playing right now.
What's the Fox bet line on the Philadelphia Eagles? Where's that game at? Is that in Cleveland, Joy?
Let me see.
Cleveland's been home a lot lately. That'll probably be in Philadelphia.
It is, no, it's home.
So it's Philadelphia at home.
No, it's Philadelphia at Cleveland.
Okay, so let me guess. Cleveland is favored by 2.5 is my guess. Well, let's look that up. And I'm going to guess Cleveland's favored by 2.5. What is it, John?
3.5.
Cleveland's favored by 3.5. I may take Philadelphia there. The hook. Because you know what? It's going to be, first of all, the weather, it's Ohio, will probably be bad.
Yeah.
And it'll be sloppy, and nobody's going to throw much. So, but I'd still take Cleveland to win that.
Even if they were to win that game, they then have Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans, and Arizona coming up after that. So it doesn't get any better. Ben Roethlisberger didn't practice last week, but it did not slow him or the Steelers down at all against the Bengals. Big Ben had one of his best games of the year through a season-high 333 yards and 4 touchdowns. Pittsburgh's defense was a big problem for Cincinnati, sacking Joe Burrow 4 times and holding him to the lowest completion percentage of his career. They also kept the Bengals from converting a single third down.
If you took the 12 best players in this game, does Pittsburgh have all 12? So, now, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow may be 11 or 12. T. Higgins is really good. But when you watch this game,
maybe.
there's nothing you could do to win this game.
Well, that's why I wasn't super concerned about Ben being out of practice all week because it was Cincinnati. Yeah. And, I mean, this is a division game also, so Pittsburgh's going to get up for that. And they want to welcome Joe Burrow, as TJ Watt said, welcome him to the AFC North properly. So they're going to play really hard on top of that. And Ben missing 2 days of practice going up against Cincinnati is not a huge deal. Now, this was still a blowout situation for them, but Pittsburgh's defense is really good. And if you're an excellent defense going up against a rookie quarterback with a patchwork offensive line,
it's over.
This is a predictable outcome.
Yeah.
So Steelers remain undefeated atop the AFC North. Ravens 6-3 after their loss last night. Browns 6-3, and the Bengals are 2-6-1. So the Steelers have significantly pulled ahead.
I don't feel very good about Cleveland right now. I think Miami is now going to be a wild card team for sure. And by the way, the Raiders keep winning. So the Raiders